Welcome to the Greg's Review Show. Today we're going to get into a very, very important topic today. Please support us through Cash App. That's GRC $mantrap. All these donations will be greatly appreciated. What the Lord puts on your heart, whether it's 50 cents or a dollar, we really appreciate you coming to the channel. Without further ado, we're going to get into this video through Dawson Speaks. Fair use of this video. Without further ado, let's get into this video and let's see what this cat is talking about. Here we go.
Now, this next story comes out of Tennessee, Memphis. Now, shout out to all of my subscribers and viewers in Memphis and the surrounding areas, especially one of my super supporters out there, Marquita. What up, Marquita? I love and I appreciate all of you all so much. But today, Memphis, we have to clean house. A Memphis Kojic pastor that now has become used to receiving negative press has found himself in another ungodly situation. Now, Kojic pastor Frederick G. Smith is the pastor of New Life Holiness Church Kojic, although according to court documents, he tried to change the name once he got caught and is probably named something else by now.
It's been 2 years since that disaster struck. The city's population is now sparse. In an effort to escape the monsters, you've found a grounded nuclear submarine, which is undoubtedly the perfect spot to convert into a shelter. Once cleaned up, you're pleasantly surprised to find that most facilities are still in good condition. There's no need to worry about electricity and water, and for adventures into the sea.
Now, you all may remember when Kojic pastor Frederick G. Smith and his wife, First Lady Evangelist Tina Smith, were in the news for forgery and identity theft, where they used the information of one of their church members, Miss Clevie Williams, who was 87 years old at the time, to pay utility bills, dental bills, to buy clothing and shoes and other items in Miss Clevie Williams' name. Man, can y'all believe that? Kojic pastor Frederick G. Smith and his wife, First Lady Tina Smith, Evangelist Tina Smith, stole one of the elderly church mother's identity in order so they could buy material things. I told y'all, there are some heartless, sick, nasty individuals in the Lord's church. They shout, dance, speak in tongues, want to lay hands, tell you to go for broke and get a Lord, y'all. But as soon as you leave church service, they talk about you like a damn dog. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all gotta excuse me. This case really bothered me because I interviewed Clevie Williams, her daughter-in-law Caroline, and her son. And y'all can go back and watch that video. This really bothered me. And as I was doing research on these new charges on this pastor, I was looking through his photos and videos, and he has on Gucci all of these fancy clothes. Him and First Lady all decked out, living a good life, knowing good and damn well you're fleecing the flock. And you tried to do the same thing to the U.S. government, but they're about to make an example out of you, pal. Just watch. Now I'm going to let you all watch this video, and I'll be back. Wait. I got something else to say before I let y'all watch this video. Kojic pastor Frederick G. Smith, a.k.a. Freaky Freddy, I want to know something. Are you still cruising around the Memphis area looking for men and young men, claiming that you're going to help them get a job? Come on, Freddy. You can talk to me. I ain't going to tell nobody. You know good and well, sir, that you had other things on your mind, allegedly. Freddy, you know what I'm talking about. Does the name Hezekiah Webb ring a bell to you? Yeah, I want to talk about that too. Now I'm going to let you watch this video, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary. And you all know me, I'm Dawson, and I ain't going to never hold back.
Long before this federal case, a former parishioner accused a pastor of opening up multiple credit cards in her name. Her family not surprised by the federal case, which will be tried in this courthouse.
Pastor Smith.
Back in 2018, Pastor Frederick G. Smith drove past our cameras, refusing to comment on allegations of fraud. Clevie Williams is his former parishioner. Her family accused Pastor Smith of opening up multiple credit cards in her name. Investigators say it was more than $50,000 of credit card debt.
Who was going to pay those charges?
I guess he thought Mom was.
Smith took a plea deal that put him on diversion until 2026. It would have cleared his record if he completed it, but he is now one of 10 people indicted for PPP fraud. We asked Williams' family about the new charge.
This is in God's hand, and we have to trust the Lord to work things out, whether it's to, send him to jail or, for him to be delivered. And that's what we're praying for him to be delivered.
Thankfully, the debt was cleared from Ms. Williams' name. We tried to track Pastor Smith down. He advertised a camp for kids at the Life Center. We're looking for Pastor Smith? Clevie Williams' family wants justice, but they say they have forgiven Pastor Smith.
We have to.
Yeah.
We are born believers here in Christ, and we love the Lord.
We will continue to follow this massive fraud case as it develops.
All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, as you all saw in that news clip, Pastor Frederick G. Smith is a common criminal, all right? This is point blank, period. He's a common criminal. And I understand that Miss Clevie Williams' daughter-in-law, Carolyn, and her husband, how y'all doing? You all talked about forgiveness, and you all talked about it when I interviewed you on my show. You all said the same thing, and I understand that. But listen, I'm Dawson. And what I know is that there are a lot of wicked people, not all, but some, in these religious institutions who commit crimes against parishioners because they know that some of the parishioners will forgive them and will not press charges. Because some of these individuals in the church believe that Christians are not supposed to take Christians to court. Isn't that what that pastor in Texas told that lady when she found out he gave her an incurable STD? Y'all remember that? Also, there are individuals in the church that will tell them, don't go against the pastor, don't go against the first lady, touch not my anointed, touch not my anointed. But listen to me, y'all, I have a problem with that. What do we do when the so-called anointed touch us? What do we do when they mess over us? The so-called anointed touched Clevie Williams. They stole her identity. They forged things in her name. She was just a member in their church on the mother's board. What did this lady Clevie Williams do to the so-called anointed Kojic pastor Frederick G. Smith and his wife, First Lady Evangelist Tina Smith, to make them do that to her? Tell me, saints. Make it make sense to me. Exactly. You can't. Pastor Frederick G. Smith and his wife, First Lady Evangelist Tina Smith, are common criminals. Why do you think he was placed on a diversion program? Why do you think they both have mugshots? Do you think the law enforcement in Memphis had nothing better to do than to waste their time with these two? We know them for their dirty works in Memphis. And now Pastor Frederick G. Smith has to face the music for lying on this PPP loan. What's holy about that, sir? Isn't that what your church is called? Or was called? Holiness Church? I'm not surprised. Because a leopard can't change its spots, a tiger can't change its stripes, and a snake is still a snake no matter what environment you put it in. Pastor Fred, maybe this is your karma. Because trust me, buddy, the government is not going to let this one go. Now let's talk about other lies that you have told that have been documented and reported, not only by me, but also by Thaddeus Matthews, the cussing pastor, and Hezekiah Webb talked to him as well. You remember a couple years ago, sir, when you were cruising in Memphis. And when I heard this story back then when I reported on you, I didn't touch on it too much, but now I want to because it seems that a lot of you pastors are involved in some type of sneaky, deaky, freaky lifestyles. But this next situation speaks to how you lie all the time, sir. You lie. You lie. All right? A couple of years ago, Pastor Frederick Smith was looking for an apartment. He was at an apartment complex about 9:30 p.m. He was there at night, y'all. He told officers that he was there because he was thinking about moving into an apartment complex. When Hezekiah Webb, a young man, came behind and struck him in the head and stole his keys and his wallet and took off, according to the police report. Pastor Frederick Smith was taken to the hospital and he was later released. the officers were able to apprehend Hezekiah Webb. However, Hezekiah Webb told the officers that he did get into a scuffle with Pastor Frederick G. Smith, and that he did take his keys and wallet and he threw them in an open field. Hezekiah said he did not rob Pastor Smith. The officers went and they told Pastor Frederick G. Smith that they apprehended Hezekiah Webb, and they also asked if he wanted to press charges. Pastor Frederick G. Smith told the officers no, he did not want to press charges, and he signed a document saying that he did not want to press charges, and therefore they released Hezekiah Webb. My question, Pastor, if he stole your wallet and your keys and he hit you from behind, I don't even want to go there, but you said he came and hit you from behind, y'all got in a scuffle according to Hezekiah, he did, rough you up a little bit, and I know why. And some of the people in Memphis know why. It's not what you said in the police report. It's what Hezekiah said. And I got to thank the cussing Pastor Thaddeus Matthews who broke this story. I didn't break it. I remember it, but Thaddeus broke this story, and he's done many stories on Pastor Frederick G. Smith, and you all can go look on his channel and find him. But let me tell you, and some of this stuff is still online if you all want to go see it. Now, allegedly, I have to say that, but I know it's true. I'll get Hezekiah Webb on my show. Hezekiah stated that he was walking down the street and Pastor Frederick G. Smith pulled up in a shiny Porsche offering him a job. After a short conversation, they went over to Harbor Town where Hezekiah Webb stated that Pastor Frederick G. Smith put him in a bear hug and wanted sexual favors. He fought him off. Take a breath. Y'all heard me right. He fought him off, allegedly. So my question, Pastor Frederick G. Smith, is that why you didn't press charges on Hezekiah Webb? Why are you bothering Hezekiah Webb? That young man was just walking in Memphis. Oh, come on, somebody know some old classic rock. Y'all know Mark Cohn sang that song, Walking in Memphis. Hezekiah Webb was just walking in Memphis. He saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up the gates of Graceland. Nigga, then he turned around and saw you. What the hell you want with this young boy, Pastor? It's a shame before God that these men and young men can't even walk through Memphis without some 6'1" Kojic pastor coming from behind in a shiny car offering jobs and money and all of this stuff. Come on, we've heard this story all around the United States. This is nothing new. Allegedly. You see, because I'm seeing a pattern here, Pastor, how you like to fabricate stories and lie. Like you lied to Miss Clevie Williams, like you lied on that PPP loan. Come on, Pastor. Is that why you didn't press charges on Hezekiah Webb? Because you really didn't want Hezekiah Webb to speak? He did speak briefly with Thaddeus Matthews, and that stuff is still online. And I know that there are a lot of people in the Kojic denomination who know this man, a lot of his pastor friends out there in Memphis and in different church circles, and especially you individuals in the congregation who love Pastor Frederick G. Smith and First Lady Evangelist Tina Smith, and you will tell me and the news people and even Clevie Williams' family, oh, well, God gonna get y'all. Touch not my anointed, touch not my pastor. Well, let me touch this before I go. 1 John, the 4th chapter, and the 1st verse, and I'll be reading from the King James Version, and I usually don't do this. Y'all know this is not my normal, but I feel it on me today. I did go up in the Pentecostal church, now here we go. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Now let me work right here. I want to focus on this. But try the spirits whether they are of God. Can I ask his pastor friends, his congregation, and his supporters, was it of God for him to go and steal Miss Clevie Williams' identity and him and his wife forged documents in her name? Was that of God? Also, was it of God for him to lie on the PPP loan application? Talk to me, saints. I'm for real. Listen to me, Frederick, and you scamming pastors like him. I know we're just vloggers and you don't pay no attention to us, but this is a Dawson original right here. When you try to put God in your mess, you will never be blessed. Take a breath. Oh yeah, that's a Dawson original. When you try to put God in your mess, you will never be blessed. You know what's right. You know what's wrong and you know what you did. All right, let me calm down. Calm down, Dolphin.